weren't too convincing on Bryce's availability. Do you have anything further to add or can you clarify that?
No, he trained on a separate court with our conditioning coach while we were out there, game day shoot around. But from all reports, he came back and then started shooting with us. And yeah, even injured with a sore thumb, he's still our best shooter. So he's a special player. No idea if he's going to suit up. But we have training tomorrow down at Aquinas College, so hopefully he's alongside us then.
How much would you like him out there?
Oh, look, I'm biased, but I think he's the best player in the league. So when you have that availability, obviously going to try and get him suited up. So if we can have him, fantastic. If not, we've now got 2 games under our belt, adjusting to not having him out there on the court.
You struggled to obviously get some score on the board, especially in the first half. What do you have to do to find a different avenue towards the basket?
I think we put too much pressure on Tariko. Sometimes we're just giving him the ball and expect him to go and create, which isn't fair to him, nor is it the way we want to play as a team. So it's about each of us doing the small things within the offensive structure. And if it ends up that Tariko shoots the ball, fantastic. But we've got to execute for the first 15, 20 seconds first and foremost before getting a shot that we want. I thought we settled for looks that weren't fantastic, and we put Tariko under way too much pressure.
It's a bit stagnant at times. Did it feel that way in the first half?
Yeah, it did. Obviously you got Bogut. I think he had 3 or 4 block shots in the first quarter, and that shouldn't have stopped us from penetrating and being aggressive, playing the style we're usually accustomed to. So, we weren't happy with how we executed the offensive end, from our spacing to not giving good screens, setting the guys up. So there's a bunch of little things we didn't do very well that build up to, only putting 30-odd points on the scoreboard in the first half.
Every loss is obviously not very palatable, but you still were right in it at the end there. Nick Kay had a shot to bring in within 2. Surely that adds to the confidence you keep building with key guys out? Yeah,
definitely. We obviously weren't happy about losing, but our backbone has been defence. So while we're still adjusting to life without Bryce on the floor, to be able to get those stops, limit them to 77 over the course of a game when they're averaging close to 100 points, that was rewarding, and that's the positive out of the game. And now if we can find a way to score, hopefully it can result in a few more wins. Yeah, no worries. It always is the way.
Just on Bogut, obviously you're mates with him. Have you spoken to him since the game, a little text or anything like that?
No, not since the game. He was pretty happy when he blocked my shot and let me know about it. But look, once we step foot over the court, we're competitive. We want to get the win, but off it we'll have a bit of a laugh about it. But right now, I'm not too happy about the game, so I haven't texted him.
Was that all it was? Just on-court a bit fiery? Because obviously Gleason's known him from the 2016 Olympics himself. Is that all we put it down to? It's nothing? Yeah, no, it's nothing personal. I don't think either of the guys are losing any sleep over it. They moved on the second it was done. So it's one of those things that I'm glad that nothing came of it during the game, and hopefully it's the last we have to hear about it. And the reaction's going to be from Perth fans next Friday?
Oh, look, you got, possibly Australia's greatest ever centre. He and Luke Longley, 2 of our best centres of all time, suiting up in the NBL now, so they'll treat him like any rival big, but I dare say there is that star factor about him. He's won an NBA championship, done very well, playing for the Golden State Warriors in particular, so there's going to be a few more extra bums on seats to see him up close and in person, but I don't think he'll be warranted with being booed or anything like that it's going to treat him as any other rival.
Travis been fined $500 by the NBL for pushing Bogut. Do you reckon that's fair and reasonable, or a bit or unfair based on what you saw?
I was out there on the court, and at the time I thought there was nothing to go from there, but look, I probably feel for his kids now. $500 this time of year, it ruins their Christmas presents. So, yeah, I think they're going to cop it more than anyone, but I thought the refs handled it well on the time, not awarding any tech fouls either way. Just move on and continue the game. So, $500.
Damon, did you think Coach Trev overreacted a little bit?
No, not at all. I know there's no rule stopping Bogut from walking into the huddle. I dare say now that he's started, other teams might do it when it's not a timeout, or players from other teams. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Like I said, Bogut's allowed to do it. We wanted to have a tight-knit huddle, and yeah, it just happened. Like if it escalated, yeah, you're going to point at little things, but I thought it was totally fine.
Damo, have you ever been in part of a basketball game where the coach and another player have sort of, not traded blows, but have been involved in a bit of a push and shove like that?
Yeah, definitely. Look, we've had a fierce rivalry with Adelaide, and I think, there's a bit of footage about a post-game incident, but I don't want to say nothing happened because it's clear as day that something did happen, but I don't think it's anything worthy of moving for, like, okay, $500 fine's been handed out. that's fine. But I don't think Bogut lost any sleep over it. Trev wouldn't have lost any sleep over it. It's more so about the game itself.
What did you think? Obviously, you were right in the thick of it. I think when it they separated, you were right there. Did you say anything to Trev or to Bogut about it?
No, we were just trying to call what play we wanted to try and get into that. So the second Bogut was out of there, we called what we're in, and then we moved forward. Unfortunately, we didn't score from that play, but that's what we were concerned about at the time.
Did any of the players broach it with Trev? I mean, Trev can be a little bit hot, as most coaches can be at times. Was anyone brave enough to speak to Trev about it post-game?
No, that was the least of our worries post-game. He just lost after what, a performance we weren't happy with, in particular the offensive end. So to be honest, it was the furthest thing from our mind than that little incident when we're trying to call a play.
Yourself and Angus, are you expecting more game time on Sunday? Like, how did you pull up from the first game in a while?
Yeah, I pulled up fine. It was great to finally be out there on the court. I think Nordo, he'll be back to his best on Sunday. So, with the two of us combining with those minutes, it doesn't really faze me how many it is, but I'm just excited that I'm back, finally suited up and playing again.
Was 21 more than you expected going in?
Yeah, it is slightly more, but obviously with some foul trouble to Mitch, and meant that I was going to play a few more minutes. So I got told there's going to be limited minutes in the first half and then open slather in the second, but he got in foul trouble early, so it was probably a few more than I was expecting, but my calf felt fine, so I'm glad I got to be out there.
And he was a bit sore from the Boomers game, Trev said in the press conference. How's he pulled up?
Yeah, I sat with him on the plane then, so even though we played a game last night, he feels better now than what he did going into the game. It's just a little knock, so it's not an injury or anything that's of concern. It's just a matter of playing through pain, and he's as tough as they get, so he'll be fine.